Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto. Of course, streaming to almost 9,700 subscribers. A big welcome to you all. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the bell, all that good stuff. We've got a big project launching today, so that's pretty cool. It's already launched, I should say. Fiat fork of Aave finally launches. It is one of the big protocols from the PH Universe ecosystem, and of course, that's led by Buck out there. So we're going to talk about that. That's now on Pulsechain. That's also introducing a number of leverage products, basically, or at least leverage utilities or features that you can use with it. So we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about how much money has gone on there in its first couple of hours. And of course, we're also going to talk about PLS, PLSX, and Hex. Of course, the prices have bounced again. Have we found the bottom? We will find out in due course. We haven't quite hit the key markers, but it's heading up there. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the SEC versus Richard Hart or Richard Schuler, which the court date has been set, and we're going to look at the judge as well, and we're going to check all that stuff out today. What else we got? We got also we're going to be talking about TYRH and the first claim there, the text or second claim, Texan token claim. So that's open, and of course we're going to talk about the Hex daily stats and get paid with Hex.com. So we're going to love that too. Hope you guys are going to enjoy today's content. Not bad for Sunday in the US, and of course Monday here in New Zealand, Australia, Pacific Islands. It's already Monday, and of course it's almost midday. It's 11:34 in the morning, 28th of August. It's almost the end of our winter down here, and that means it's the end of your summer up there. And of course, yeah, we've only got what's that, 3 days after today, 3 days for 28th, 29th, 30th. Yeah, 4 days, let's say at the most, or 3.5 now. Is it 3.5? Let's be accurate. We like to be accurate. All right, so let's go who sees in the house here. We've got Lies Beneath. Hello, how are you today? Very good, of course. And we've got lots of cool people in the chats, both on Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto. All the cool kids, put your hands up, says Wookie on Superman Crypto. We got Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, an incentive token for the win, 100%. We've got Humberto as well. Yo. Cheers, Superman and RH family. Good to see you as well. Lost in Crypto. What's up? Good to see you. Who else has jumped in here? We've got lots of great things on the horizon. Pulsechain, 100%. So Pulsechain is going to continue to build out. We've got all our big protocols coming, and we're waiting for that Fiat Oracle as well to unleash all those big leverage plays that are coming to Pulsechain. And leverage, of course, pushes up prices, and we're looking forward to that. Brennan's in house there. Morning, Superman and family. Good to see you, Brennan. We've got Ivor as well. Yo. Torres, Joey Torres. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the chat, Joey. Wookie says, hear me roar. Yeah, did you like my thumbnail? That's the old Fiat launch there with the Lion Warrior. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. We got DGN Hexkin in the house as well. Good to see a DGN and Superman with some hearts. Like that one, DGN. We got Archie in the house as well. Hi all. Archie's been crushing it lately. Big shout out to Archie and Crypto Tycoon. Hello. Good to see you as well. We've got Blair SM in the house there. Hi all. Welcome to Anita as well. Tim Top as well. What's up, Hexkins? That seems to be the way we rock and roll here. Hello, Hex Token. Pulse is growing. It is growing. And Fiat is a big launch today. It's introducing leverage into Pulsechain, which is exciting. It's what I call basic leverage, but there are some cool things you can do with it. So we're going to talk about that. We've got KD in the house there. Hello. Good to see you, KD. Good to see you, Super. And who else has jumped in here? We've got Harry Williams. Yo. Good to see Harry. Dev Down Under, looking good, starting to get confidence again. We're going to talk about that. You have touched on the big video about confidence. In fact, I was going to talk about it a bit later, but let's do it now. Dave Down Under's hit on something that I was going to talk about, and confidence is so key, right? Confidence. Let's talk about that. And before we do, though, let's say hello to Uncle Will. Whoa. Woo. Let's go. Nice pump today. Yeah, nice little bounce today, a proper bounce. So we'll see where it gets to. We're going to get to Dave Down Under because he's covered up with the topic here. So let's go into our other format and, of course, bring in the video. Now, this was a video from another influencer in the Pulsechain Hex space, particularly specializes in Hedron Icosa, and that is Crypto Sloth. So we're going to bring up that. I think it's the first time I've had Crypto Sloth. It must be a second time. I'm sure I've had him on before, in terms of showing some of his views and things. So let's pull that up as well.
This is still the place to be, or the biggest evidence, in my opinion, for why this will stick around and do well later is more on the community side of things.
Yeah.
Where we can look at the chart and you see all the blood and be like, man, things must be like just an absolute disarray. But not much in terms of like what I see on like YouTube and Twitter has changed all that much. The same people are still streaming, the more conversations are happening, and then even newfound confidence in the system is being kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? A newfound confidence in the system is being found amongst the community members again, amongst this crazy downturn. And this is the first time Hex has really been tested by a bear market in terms of its own bear market, where it's had highs and now it's lost those highs and gone to lows.
Yeah.
And so seeing the community stick around and rally behind it, despite what would normally break communities and end entire ecosystems, the foundation that the community is setting is going to allow it to survive in a manner in which that will allow it to thrive later on, in my opinion.
100%.
Like, and even for me, like, with each leg down, it kind of like makes you think again. It's like, man, am I really in the right place? Do I really believe in this thing to double down or at the very least hold? And every single time I've come back to like, yeah, there really isn't another place I would want to be outside of this specific ecosystem.
I mean, it's painful. It is. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to feel good when you're when you're in a bear market and your portfolio's going down. But this is how we earn our stripes. I mean, everyone in the community wants 100x or even 1000x. Like everyone, you see people screaming, they want this, but they don't want to do the work that's involved to get it. This is the work, man. You have to. This is how you're going to get your 1000x. Is you got to sit through the freaking beating. That thing in life is easy. Go try building a business. That sucks too. This sucks too. Like if you want the mad gains, you got to go through the BS to get there. And this is it. We're earning our stripes right now.
So I thought that was a nice little confidence clip there. And of course, you talked about confidence there, Dave Dunn. So I thought that was pretty fitting, perfect timing there. I think we're thinking the same thing. So very, very cool. All right, let's get into the market, shall we? We've got a few pieces. We've got news around the buy and burn on Pulsechain too. So I won't forget that. We're going to talk about that too. But before we do it, let's get into the market, see how we did overnight. And let's have a look at BTC Bitcoin. Yeah, boy. $26,100. So it's pretty much the same as the last couple of days. It's funny how it keeps going to these levels, right? We're sitting over 30K. We had a couple of little up and down days. And then, of course, we went to 29K. We sat there for quite a few days. And then we dropped down to, just into the high 2,500s, I think, or 25,000s. And then we sort of settled in 26. We're sort of sitting there at the moment. So there we are. We have, obviously, the crypto market is to the bearish downside. We're what we call a bear market. But, of course, we know that markets can do some pretty dramatic decreases. The last real bear for Bitcoin, remember, went down to about $3,200. So, some people are calling 15,000 at the moment, like Holloway and stuff like that. And so that is some of the levels that we could potentially go to in a real bear market. At the moment, it's still holding up, and I think a pretty decent level, but it does have the bearish taint to it, the bearish zone in the moment. So we're going to be watching this price and see whether we can get a mini rally before the end of the year. So we'll be watching for that as well. Some people, of course, have moved into stable coins. We know some influencers have done that till September. They don't want to buy till September, particularly even a couple in our own ecosystem. So we're going to be seeing how that plays out too. All right, so that is pretty much the market there. We've got ETH at 1657, pretty much flat. BNB at 218, pretty much flat. And didn't Shibarium? I think Shibarium has relaunched, and they had a bit of action in Shibarium, and Bone price rallied as well. So that was pretty much it. So we will see where that leads. That's kind of the news at the moment in the broader crypto market. Moving to Pulsechain, Pulse gains. We got some green candles. Yes, boy. Yeah, boy. Green candles. We're rock and roll. We celebrate. Quadruple 037. We're still 37% of the sacrifice price, but we're above the whale prices. We haven't hit the bottom of the whale prices. In other words, we haven't got down to like quadruple 02 down there where Overwatch, Rack and Rochelle type of whale, the biggest sacrificer. What was it, about $30 million or something? So we're not down to that level. And that's interesting, isn't it? That's kind of interesting at the moment. Doesn't mean that we can't get there, but we've managed to hold up pretty well on the main coin for Pulsechain. It has less around. So the indicator of supply here for the public is 15 trillion, Remember, this excludes the Origin account, which we presume will behave just like it does in Hex, and that is not move any assets unless it's going to protect the ecosystem. So whatever this entity is, seems to always protect those that participate and hang in there for a long time. So we got the price increase 6% at the moment, so we'll take that. That's not too bad. Hopefully we'll get back into those double digits as well, but nice little pop there. Let's have a look at the price. This is the price on the 4 hourly, and we've got a better run. So remember yesterday made a commentary, and of course we were in here. We managed to get all the way up. I said we had to get to 4,000. 4,000 is what we need to get that first break of the downtrend. That is around about slightly higher than that. That's here. That's here. So we need to break. We need to break this line, and let's give that a solid line. We need to break that, and that's going to be very key. If I zoom out here on the 4 hours, 4 hours like a trader's market, gives you a good idea of where things are going. And of course, if you can see there, you can see that we've got this downtrend playing down at the moment. We want to break that by getting a high over here. We want to beat out that high and start getting the lows in, and then start getting building a low run here, and then so we can move up. That's kind of the idea there, or at least move sideways upwards. Like slowly move up there. We're just going to get over this 4,000 mark here on the old pulse there. So that's 4 zeros, then 4,000. So that's basically the idea there. So yeah, we're getting pretty close. We got 3,800 here. Not quite there. So let's see if we can inch our way up over the next day. Now, you guys know Sundays, typically Sunday can be quite a sell day, generally speaking. And so we've just sort of almost got through that. So maybe over the next 24 hours, we'll be able to get some, a Monday week buying in the United States, UK, places like that, and keep pushing us up to attack this 4,000 line and get rid of this SEC downtrend for once and for all. Now, the SEC FUD is not going away. But we've got the biggest brunt of it will be probably in this first 6 to 8 weeks because we've got so much build out happening after that with the fetch and the big protocols, and of course the community gaining confidence and moving forward because we're in DeFi, right? Decentralized finance. We have a lot of room to move, and really it's the community against the SEC from a point of view of a shared narrative, right? Shared narrative and confidence. So that's kind of the play at the moment. Obviously, we're going to talk about the court case coming up as well later in the year. So we'll talk about that versus Richard Hart and, of course, the entities, so-called entities of, and I say so-called because you see what I mean by that, of Pulsechain and Hex, of course. At the moment, of course, we've got that sort of pushing up. We'll see how we get on today. We've got to really push through this zone here and really break up this yellow line. But maybe we'll do it over the next 24 hours or 48 hours. So we'll have a look. All right, so that is Pulsechain at the moment, of course, made an important bounce back. Quadruple 0107 up 7.6%, so slightly better than the Pulse there. And it is only 10 or just under 11% actually of the sacrifice price. So, wow, the opportunity is huge versus sacrifice price. At the moment, one Pulse will get you 3.46 Pulsex at the moment. And the buy and burn there is sitting at 382 billion is the buy and burn. Now, we're going to talk about that because that's been turned off on Pulsex. So let's have a look at Pulsex. Here's the buy and burn page. And this seems to have been turned off. We had an update from one of the devs, Jacob from BNB Bot, and he put out on our Discord, posted by Archie, tribute to Archie there in our community. He says, so Pulsex has disabled its buy and burn feature. It is now all up to us now. So basically, it's all up to the devs and the community for that. So basically, you have to participate directly. And of course, this feature will not work anymore. So if you go to try and click that, the burn is going to bring up an error transaction on there, and only has a few of the pairs. So that's interesting little move there. Really is the community doing all the work, there. Right, so that is pretty much that on that. What else? Yeah, let's have a look at the price. So Pulsex at the moment, this is Pulsex on the hourly. Let's go to the 4 hourly and have a look at the run up as well. So not quite a strong run up as on Pulsechain. We got a bit higher on Pulsechain, but not too bad. We're back over the 4 zeros 1,000. We got all the way down, can you believe it, to 9,500 with 5 zeros. OMG, the amount of Pulsex you could pick up then. Think of about like this way. So at the sacrifice, it would have cost you $1,000 to pick up 10 million Pulsex. $1,000 pick up 10 million Pulsex. Down here at 5 zeros 9,500, it only costs you $95. $95. to get the equivalent of what people were paying for the sacrifice. And that's incredible, right? So at the end of 2021, when the PulseX sacrifice opened up on I think it was the 30th, 29th of December, it ran through all the way through to about the 4th of April, officially finished on 28th of February, but ran through to about 4th of April. And people were chiming into that and paying, particularly at the beginning, paying about $1,000 per 10 million. And of course, now you can pick it up for $100. So what you put cost $1,000. So potentially there's a huge upswing even back to sacrifice price of a 10x there, which is pretty amazing. But yes, just a couple of hours ago, like half a day ago or whatever, it was only $95. So $95. So amazing stuff there. It's going to be interesting to see the snapback from that. So that is pretty much it on PulseX. And of course, the buy and burn is looking spectacular. 376.8 billion, and we've now jumped up to 1.84% of all PulseX is now burned. 1.84%. So that is really going all guns. Really, really nice little uplift too from the increased prices as well. Now, incentive token at the moment is up 7% as well. So the second best performance so far, 33,000 pulse per one incentive. That's pretty much where we are. Just realized I'm missing something special there. Let's paste that. Bam. The old ladder there. Oh, no, actually, yeah. So we're at $1.22. So if we look at the incentive token, and here we are. We can see that the ratio at the moment is 33,021. And are we in the new candle? No, we've got 11 minutes to go for this candle. That candle there is actually green today. So that's good too. And we'll see how we get on here at the moment. We've got a reprieve from the sliding down of the old ratio there. So sitting at 33,000 per one incentive token at the moment. Now, the amount of incentive tokens we've got is 9.2 million have been emitted from the farm. And of course, we know the farm has been ticking over yield. That is the yield at the moment on the farms that are on PulseX V1. And of course, you can see looking pretty good. We've got 72% on DAI, 75%, 58%, and 66% on USDC, wrapped ETH, and USDT versus Pulse together. We've got the Richard Hart pools there, 12.5% and 17, 18% on the Hex Pulse. And incentive there sitting around 72 to 74% for the incentive pulse. So that is pretty much the markets at the moment. All right, let's jump back to that. So that is pretty much that. We've got a pretty awesome burn through the TIRH protocol. 52,512 incentive tokens have been burned from that, which is almost 0.6%, 0.57% at the moment of the total supply. So not bad there from the TIRH protocol and Jacob. Now looking at Hex, of course, let's talk about Hex. Talk about Hex, baby. And we've got PHEX at the moment at 0.0698. That one PHEX equals 187 pulse at the moment. And of course, we've got EHEX there at 0.036 cents. And of course, one PHEX will get you 1.92 EHEX at the moment. So that seems a bit stronger today, doesn't it? And that is up 9.74%, almost 10%, almost a double digit. And that is the best performer today out of the Richard Hart ecosystem tokens. Pretty cool. The combined price of PHEX and EHEX, you guessed it, is back over 1 cent. Yay! We're at 1.06 cents. We'll take that. And that's very, very nice. And PHEX up almost 10% there, looking good. So let's have a look at EHEX here. This is the EHEX price on the hourly. So we had a nice little pump, was it a little while back there, and that got sold into quite heavily. And of course, there was probably some ratio trading too, because PulseX was so much further down. Might have seen a bit of that. I'm just speculating now. I didn't follow the blockchain stuff, but now we're back up and, getting back up there on the ratio. So let me just switch this around the poll. So I just realized I got it on the ratio there. But that is the PHEX candle, looking much better. Let's see how much we are down off the bottom at the moment. We got all the way down at 0.05492 3 days ago, and now we're back up 27% in 2 days, which is pretty nice. Almost back at the 7/10. Oh, we just hit the 7/10 of a penny. How about that? Yee-hee-hee. We'll take that. That's cool. And we're going to jump to EHEX as well on the 4 hourly. Let's look at the 4 hourly. That's the 4 hourly there. So zigzagging around on the 4 hourly. But on the daily, we're also up pretty nicely as well. Let's have a look at the bottom. We got down to 0.3 of a penny. Can you believe it? On the old Ethereum. This is bridged in the EHEX, of course, into Pulsechain, and we're up 18%. So not quite as strong as PHEX, which is up 28%, but we're up 18% there on the old EHEX. That is the stuff that's on Pulsechain, not the stuff that's on Ethereum. Stuff being Hex, of course, EHEX. Right, so that is pretty much. Let's look at the combined price. Combined price there. of EHEX, PHEX. Here we are on InvestX to have a look at that. And we're going to have a quick checkaroo. Let's see how we're going here on EHEX and PX together. Back over 1 cent. I'm very happy about that. I'm sure you are too. And there we are. Woo! Yeah, boy. Let's have a look at the 1 cent line. This is our 1 cent line pretty much here. And that's pretty much it there. That is the 1 cent line. Let's make it nice and yellow. And let's fatten that juicy thing up there. There we are. So we're above back 1 cent. Yoo-hoo! We've got lots of fist pumps today, man. That's it. How many fist pumps have I done? 4? That's pretty cool. We're way up there above the 1 cent. So let's onwards and upwards, right? The community is what fires, growing the community. And that's what we've been doing, at least on this channel. We've been growing on Twitter. You can see Crypto Sloth feels like things are going pretty positive. And we've got to get animated, got to get all the influencers, and we've got to get the community. Most of all, community is number one. Community has to get out there, spread the word, the network effect, and get out there and take over crypto. We want a Pulsechain to take over DeFi, and of course to lead DeFi and to take over crypto. And of course we're going to do it. We've got everything we need. We've got all the ingredients we need to do it. We just got to get out there and do the non-work. All right, so that is pretty much it at the moment. Look at that. Woohoo! 7/10 of a penny back for Hex. Like it. And we've got that double digit, 10%. Woohoo! Another fist bump. That's number 5. I'm sure it's number 5. So 10%. We made double digits while we're on live stream. We'll take that. All right. So that is kind of cool. We're going to move into the projects. Let's run through this. I want to get through this pretty quickly. So let's go through the top ERC 20s and PRC 20s. Looks like we've got Matic is actually the best performer so far on the percentage gains, but I want to look by liquidity size, the pool size. We've got Atropa. Let's have a quick look at Atropa since it's been a bit of a talk of the town. We're pretty much moving sideways with Atropa down the bottom here. Let's have a look at Wrap Bitcoin. That has actually moved overnight. Yeah, up 15%. So that's been a pretty good performer. 187K liquidity. That has actually moved up quite nicely on Wrap Bitcoin to $52. PDI, of course, the talk of the town. Twitter loves PDI, and there's a bit of a PDI army. And at the moment, that is sitting at 0.008856. So that's down versus Pulsechain and Pulse at the moment, but not bad. Will we get that breakout? Will we get the breakout up towards the battle to hit the all-time high there of 0.22 of a penny up here, and then break out towards that 1 cent? We will see. But that's kind of the formation at the moment. It's holding up. I can't deny. So we will see where that goes from here. All right. So that's PDI. We're looking at Pepe as well, one of the top memes. And of course, this is down at the bottom here. But of course, this is going to be, as I've said many times, this should benefit from the 9-inch DEX launching when that does come out. That's $16 million went to that. So there's a lot of interested parties in that. And of course, we've got the BBC token and the 9-inch token that are going to make that successful. So Pepe, being one of the top memes, will probably get a good run on that when it happens. We will see. Obviously, not financial advice. That's pretty much it. We've got Maker and Shib. Shib not far behind that. So we'll quick look at Shib. Shib, likewise, like the Pepe, probably in the same situation. Had a little green day today, up 7.4%. We'll be watching that too. So let's move away to our meme coins, the small ones. And of course, we've got, let's have a look at the pool size. We're going to look by pool size, actually. We've got Paul Pleb is the best performer. This is another one for the 9-inch to get supported and get the BBC token. It's had a couple of good days. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good days, but it's still on the bottom side with plenty of upside left in it. So we'll be watching Paul Pleb. There is lots of bots on there, so I suggest you use Patias for that one to route through on that so you avoid the bots as much as possible. The Pulse Dodge there is also another one that's had a green day, 6.5%. That's also probably going to get picked up for the 9-inch DEX when it does launch. And of course, where did the ETH go? That's actually down 10%, but that also was the latest meme coin to be launched by the 9-inch team. We'll be looking forward to see how those all perform with a BBC token incentive. That's pretty much it. Looking by actual percentage gains, we've got Fluffy Slippers. There's up 57%, but it's only 1,200 in liquidity. Ben Token's got 1.8 thousand. That is up 24%. And we've got a couple other smaller ones here that are also up. So we're going to move past that. Detached Soul. He's got very tiny little liquidity in it, but he is actually up 16%. So I might as well give a little shout out to Detached Souls in our Discord. So good luck with that one. You got to do some Twitter spaces. Apparently that's what they do for We Pulsechain. He's doing Twitter spaces all the time on his little project here. All right, let's jump over to the Pulsechain projects. Our main category of tokens on Pulsechain. Pulsechain projects, of course, and Phiat is the winner today. Of course, not surprising, right? Phiat has launched, and we're going to talk about that. So Phiat at the moment is up 29%. Let's look at this baby. Look at that green candle. We like green candles, and look at that. That's pretty much off the bottom too, by the way. So it goes basically down at 20 cents. Had quite a bit of volume coming in today, and now it's over 26 cents. Has been as high as 30 cents today. So that's where it is at the moment. We'll see whether it can manage to build on this. Maybe gets back to some of its highs of 50 cents. We will see. But at the moment, it is 26, maybe 30 cents. Now, will this get sold off too? I mean, sometimes it happens, even with the launch. We will see. But of course, the more funds that go on Phiat, the more bullish that will be. But that's actually pretty good so far. Now, there are 3 liquidity pools here. We've got 11K, 1.5, 4K. So small pools, we definitely want those to get bigger. And I know that I think they're fairly much bigger on PHUX, if I remember rightly. You can check the balance of fork. They'll have liquidity pools as well. And that's pretty much it. Our next best performer is Hocus Pocus, which is GameFi and NFT Marketplace. That's up 18%. Tetra is up next. And, of course, this is boutique technology. It's going to be allowed to interact with the code on the chain and automate that through nodes and connectors. So that's going to be fun. And the other thing, of course, is that's going to open up different things that you can do on the chain, like limit orders and things like that. What else? They've got pools that have been super successful, and they've got more pools coming, which you can earn really nice yield in Tetra. So that's going to be pretty interesting. It's up 15%. Internet Money, of course, our own wallet. At the moment, before the Heart wallet comes, question mark. But the Internet Money wallet there is up 12%, looking pretty good. I think they're getting nice momentum there too with the Internet Money wallet. So that bodes well. Of course, MetaMask has turned its back on true DeFi, and of course the Pulsechain community. So Internet Money is the solution for that, isn't it? So looking good. Those are pretty much the leaders there out of the book. Let's go have a look at the Phiat launch. Woohoo! Phiat launch. Let's give it a pump. Number 6. Phiat protocol, of course, a fork of Aave, one of the biggest protocols on Ethereum, of course. In fact, let's bring it up. Let's bring up DeFi Llama and have a look at how big the Aave fork is over on Ethereum. Let's have a quick look. We're going to go Ethereum, and we're going to have a look down here, and we can see the rank. Aave is number 3 out of the DeFi. Of course, it's the category is lending. Its TVL, total value locked, is $3.9 billion, obviously reflecting Ethereum's value as well. But wow, look at that. Pretty awesome at the moment. So kind of cool. That is Aave, 3.9 billion. So we've got our own fork of that now. And probably more important is that it opens up a lot of different features that you can do. So Phiat protocol is now live on Pulsechain mainnet. You can borrow. So it is a bank, right? You can borrow. You can earn. You can deposit and earn. You can deposit and borrow. You can do a hedge against a price. You can leverage. Of course, you can borrow and leverage that. You can do some shorting. You could, sell Hex, for example, short on Hex. You can even perform flash loans as well for the more advanced users there. Of course, a Pulse, Hex, PLSX, and more for the first time ever. And that's probably the key bit there. This protocol introduces a leverage, and of course, that can do lots of different things. All these products are going to zoop things up. Now, this is particularly good for more players that want to take some leverage, or sophisticated players that like to do this. Particularly for the big players, they can start using this as well. This is a lead-in before we get to other protocols like Liquid Loans and Power City, and of course Famous as well, which is also from the Phiat team, the PH Universe. So you can head over to Phiat and check it out, and we're going to do just that. Before we do that, they've had 20,500 views on that so far. I'm going to copy a link to this launch in the chat here. You can check it out. So let's place that in there, Phiat launch. And we're going to paste the link there. So give it a like, give it a retweet. Remember, you guys play a big role as well. And maybe that is something that you've been waiting for to be able to use also. So there we are. That's on, I posted that on both Hex Token and Superman Crypto. Looking pretty good. So let's go over check it out as well. So update 24 hours later, 30% increase. Radio Science appears to be working. Imagine what happens when I get back from vacation next week. So that's from back there from the looks of it as well. So nice one. All right, so let's go jump over to Phiat. This is the Pulsechain at the moment. So Pulsechain has now got $756,000 on it. on the Pulsechain side of Phiat. So Phiat already had launched on the Ethereum side. So if we jump over to Ethereum, all we have to do is click this button at the top right here, and we can just switch over to Ethereum, and they are already on Ethereum, right? So they got $652,000. I think the highest they've had on here was about 1.1 million. That's what they got at the moment. And if we jump over to Pulsechain now, which is now live, yay, fist pump number 7, we got 756,000, so $750,000. Be interesting to see how high we can get on Pulsechain with the amount of dollars on there. So it's pretty cool. So what do we got on there so far? We've got Pulse at the moment. Let us have a look. We've got 7.11 billion Pulse at the moment is now on there. We've got 10 billion PulseX has been put on there. We've got 19 million Hex has been put on there. 80,000 DAI from Ethereum has been put on there. 80,000 USDC from Ethereum has been put on there. 76,000 USD Tether from Ethereum has been put on there. And wrapped ETH, 6.57 wrapped ETH. And wrapped Bitcoin looks like nothing on there yet from wrapped Bitcoin. Those are the tokens that are accepted, and also the amounts that have been put on so far. But we've already got some borrowings going on there. We've got 67 million Pulse borrowed so far. And remember, it's only been alive for about 11 hours. So we've got 2.2 billion PulseX at the moment. Hex 2.75 million borrowed. 24,000 US dollars DAI has been borrowed. 24,000 USDC has been borrowed. 18,000 USD Tether been borrowed as well, and quarter of an ETH. So those are sort of the borrows straight out of the gate on the first half of the day. And of course, the APYs at the moment, you can see there. I won't read them all out, but you can see them there. And what I'd say is at the moment, the highest APR is on PulseX, 0.8% deposit rate. So that's what you're going to get. That is the most significant so far. And that's because the borrowing's pretty high, right? So the borrowing relative to the deposits, pretty high. And so that's pretty good. Borrowing APY is 7.54%, so that's the highest out of all these assets. Obviously, depending on which asset you put on, you're going to get a cheaper borrowing rate. Cheap borrowing rate means your cost of borrowing is much lower, depending on what you're going to do with it. So there could be some really good opportunities there. Obviously, you want to borrow low and maximize your opportunity to the upside, risk and return. So that's kind of where you maximize your profit there as well. Now, if prices go down, if prices go down against you, you can get partial liquidations. So depending on how many that happens, so you can get that activity on here. Is leverage lending. You are borrowing against your assets you deposit to. You can put one asset in and borrow another asset. For example, you can put Pulse in and borrow some DAI, and you can do things like that. So remember, that's what you can do. You'll have your dashboard, of course, which will see your own portfolio. You'll be able to deposit on the deposit page. You'll be able to borrow on the borrowing page. If you own the Phiat token, which we see that is trading at the moment, you can buy Phiat on the market. And of course, you can go and then put it in the staking protocol, and you can earn a share of the fees, right? So that's pretty much it. So it looks like we got 55 million Phiat in existence. 17.2 million Phiat is actually staked on the platform, and the stake percentage is 31% at the moment. How does that compare to Ethereum, which has been around for a little while? On the Ethereum, let's have a look. They got 36% is staked over there, same total supply, but they got 20 million Fiat over there at the moment, 36%, which is pretty cool. Now, the other thing, of course, you can do is potentially, because on Ethereum as well, if you get lower rates over here, you may be able to borrow over here and come and lend them out on higher rates on the Pulsechain side. That's definitely something you could do. You'd have to work that out, but definitely plausible. So yeah, borrow on Phiat on the ETH side and lend on the higher, whatever's like to earn the higher rate, go and lend on that, right? So that's kind of the idea there too, which is pretty cool. Now the other thing, of course, is when we get other protocols with higher APY, so Liquid Loans, Power City, Earn Protocol, maybe Famous as well, the GMX fork. If they're offering high yields, you could borrow on Phiat, for example, and go and borrow on here and deposit on there, earning a much higher yield. And just make sure you always just pay your requirements when you need to. If at 1% or 2%, that's pretty low requirements to pay back. And of course, obviously, the capital value of your asset will go up and down depending on what you put on there. If you put on stable coins, it's pretty much probably going to be pretty stable. But of course, if you've got something that moves up and down with the market, then that's different as well. So there are a couple of opportunities. You can see how you could start leveraging this out just for the general person. Don't need to know how to do flash loans or anything. And so, yeah, there's definitely lots of opportunities potential here for people to boost their earning potential and passive income. So that is pretty much it. We've got some links as well. Let's go back to Pulsechain though, Pulsechain side. We've got some links over here to all their social media, so that's all there too. So that is pretty much it on the Phiat there. I posted the tweet to that, so you can go to the source, and of course you can connect your wallet pretty easy and participate in that. So not bad, not bad. All right, what else are we going to say? I think that's it on the Phiat. So congratulations to PH Universe team. This is the quasi third protocol launch. They've obviously got Fatty portfolio wallet management. They've got PHUX, the fork of Balancer, and they've got Phiat, the fork of Aave, now launched and launched on both Ethereum and Pulsechain. So congratulations to them. They're probably their biggest protocol coming in terms of what I think will be used is the famous fork of GMX. That is margin trading perpetuals. And of course, it also offers potentially very high returns on providing liquidity to those leveraging people over there as well. So that is coming out with the famous fork of GMX, which is going to be really, really exciting to see and looking forward to that, right? So that's going to be cool. That is the big protocol coming up down the line. So congratulations to the team. And of course, too, as I think Buck calls it, dev number 1 and dev number 2. I don't know how many devs there are, but they calls them dev 1 or something like that, dev 2. So there we are. That is how we rock and roll. All right, so that's kind of cool news there. Let's get into a couple of comments before we get on to the next topic. But once again, a very important protocol, and it's going to be fun to see. Let's get into some chats and comments though up the top here. Where did we go up to? I think we got up to Richie Robinson. We need an RH ecosystem ambassador, and to me, it should be Superman. Hey, nice one, Richie. I appreciate that. Hat off to you. There's a salute. Can you see the salute? It's not really showing up very well on the camera, but that's how we rock and roll. Adam as well. Hi, bearish taint, says Adam. Yeah, I like to use my words cautiously. We got Adam as well. Got to be near the bottom. Let's go, 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 says Adam. I like how you're talking. We got Francis as well. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Francis. Always a pleasure. And we got Pathway says, please don't ignore the Phiat red flags. They have admin keys and the founders are anonymous. Aave has solid risk management analysis for every coin they accept. Phiat just lists any coin, says Pathway. So there is a caution there from Pathways there. We got Clintrons as well. Good morning, Mr. Hex Token and crew. Good morning to you, Clintrons. Carbro says, what's the point of buy and burn? I get a buy, but how can a burn of a token be connected to a buy? Is it different? So they buy the token and then they burn the LP, and that means it's gone for good. So it reduces the public supply over time. That's kind of the good things for that. Hexcavator in the house as well. Hey gang, good to see Hexcavator. Adam says PDI looks to be squeezing in fast for a big swing one way or the other, says Adam. I think you might be right about that, Adam. DHex as well says, what's up, Hexkins? Good to see you, DHex. Let's go. Absolutely. We've got Pudding Guru as well. Slow and steady, says Pudding Guru. Absolutely. And of course, UFO. Yeah, good to see you, Tortoise Johnny. Welcome. And Andrew Reynolds, good morning to you. And Ivor says, I heard BitBoy borrowed off Phiat already. Did he? Oh, I'll have to check that. Maybe that's on a tweet or something. Optimality says, woohoo, let's go. Absolutely. Can't wait for fame. Yeah, I'm very much. That's the biggest probably outside of Balancer. Balancer's been extremely successful. So let's have a quick look at some of the products there for PH Universe so far. So we've got the Fatty launch, right? So this is Fatty. This is their portfolio management. You can also check out on the other protocols. They got their whales watch as well, so it's pretty cool like that. We've got obviously Phiat now. There's Phiat. Let me put that in order. So we've got Fatty, Phiat, but we also got famous. We've got PHUX, sorry. PHUX, and that is the big fork of Balancer. So looking pretty good. Let's have a look at the size of the pool here for this. And we're going to quickly look at that. Bam. Wait till that populates. Do I have to connect? I guess I do. Let's have a look. So that is the fork there. So $24 million TVL in here. I think it's been as high as 35, 37 million, something like that. And if the volume, though, amazing. Look at the volume, $144 million in volume. So really successful is this is the old fork of Balancer here. And of course, the final one we're waiting for. The final one we are waiting for is famous. And this is the protocol. It's a fork of GMX. And we're waiting for this to come up. So that is kind of the interface there. But of course, I think we've still got the testnet up, testnet on V3, testnet V3. I forgot what testnet we're on. V4 is it? Anyway, so we got that up here as well. You have to be on the actual testnet for that, but that is coming up, and that is a big deal. The thing is, it's a big deal is because people are going to be able to provide liquidity, and you're going to be able to earn on that. 40-60% split there. So Fame is a staking token. You get 40% of the fees, and PHLP is the liquidity provider token, accrues 60% of the platform fee. So that's going to be exciting. People are going to want this. So keep this. If you're wanting to take a bit more risk return trade-off, this is probably the one you should be looking at. If you can either buy Fame, if you've sacrificed for that, of course, or you've got that, or PHLP providing liquidity, could be very juicy returns. You don't have to do any margin trading or anything like that. Everybody else does it, and you get paid. That's pretty much it. It can be very lucrative business. We know it's lucrative on centralized exchanges, and of course, although we don't generally recommend margin trading, it is what a lot of people do in crypto to try and beef up their returns. But once again, at least you got your keys, your coins, right? You're going to own the keys to your coins. So that is pretty much the PH Universe products that we're aware of at the moment, and that is the one expected to come up there as well. And we're probably looking for a September launch for that now, for the famous one. All right, so that is pretty much it. Pretty excited about these product offerings. Really, really important. Building out some pretty cool stuff, and PH Universe playing a pretty critical role there. Some people have their criticisms, like the early person in the chat there. But once again, you need to do your own due diligence, all that good stuff as well. All right, we're going to get on to the next update. But before we do, let's finish up in the chat here. Got a couple more comments I'm going to get back into as well. Optimality says Hedron Icosa V2. Yeah, we're all excited for that. Q4 testing is expected for that from Alex McFurter. All this good news is huge for the Hexagon, Pulsechain. Absolutely. We got step by step, man. We're rolling out one big protocol after another, and we are in the big protocol season coming up. September is going to be lit, absolutely lit for that. Fame and Phiat should bring some fire adoption eventually. Yeah. They've also talked about integrating between those protocols. One of the obvious integrations, of course, is borrowing low and on one platform and receiving high yields on another platform. It kind of makes the easy sense there, and it wouldn't take too much to manage. They may even automate that process, so look out for that. It'll be interesting to see. What else there? I put 10K in famous. Fingers crossed, says Ova. All the best for that, Ova. All the best for that. What else there? I got a heap of PHUX airdrop to me as well. Pretty excited. Nice work there. Nice work. What else? Let's jump through some of these other comments. We got Brian in the house there. Sup, folks? Late, but made it. Hey, welcome, Brian. We got 57 people watching at the moment. Big welcome, of course. You love your daily Pulsechain updates. I do too, because that's why I do it, because I love talking about it. So yeah. Let's see who else has jumped in here. I'm going to jump through that. Machiavelli in the house. Good to see you, Machiavelli. Welcome to the chat there as well. Let me just open here. DHEX says the floodgates are opening after maximum pain endured. Yes, it's been tough, says DHEX. Yeah, we're definitely getting good news flowing now. Let me just jump through that. Optimality said, yeah, and we get paid 20% more of the profits than the original GMX. So really good observation there, Optimality. Thank you for that. And Charity Dunning. Hi, everybody. Good to see you, Charity. We got Robert as well. Yep. Good to see you, Robert. Robbie, I should say. Good to see you in the house. And Ivor says, Superman, you're a legend for all you do when it comes to New Zealand. I'll take you out on the town. Nice one there, Ivor. Appreciate that. All right. All right. Let's rock and roll. Let's get back into it. Let me rechange the frame. And bam. There we go. All right. Let's get on. We're going to move on to TYRH. Yes. So the number one GameFi on Pulsechain. I think that's pretty undeniable. We do have some other good GameFi. We got other good ones. We got we've got Pulse Drip has launched recently. They had a massive pump and pullback, but the protocol's just early, so we'll see how that goes. We've got quite a few others on there as well. Just forget all the names right now as we speak, but yeah, we should. It's going to be a lot of fun. Texan token claim is now live, so 1.1 billion already claimed. And of course, all TRX stakers can now claim their rewards on Pulsechain. Thank you, Texan Token, which was a nice little airdrop from them. So that's kind of cool news there. I'll post a link to the tweet in there if you want to go check out that too. So TYRH, and that is that. Bam. that is the link there to the TRH. I put TTRH, but it's TYRH. My bad. But that is the product there. All right, cool. That is the good news. Let's go have a quick look, shall we? We have a look at that. TRH, let's give a look. So this is the existing GameFi. Now, I put a video out yesterday on TYZZ, the fork that's going onto Pulse, onto BNB chain. And of course, they potentially might have a DAO that will be able to allocate which tokens get burned. So hopefully we can swing that back towards Pulsechain as well. But this is the protocol at the moment. We had a little bit of in staking there, but apparently they in stake to go back in to get some of these rewards here. So that's what they did. So that's how it must be how incredible it is at the moment. Also, the claim, we had the claim, the Texan token. Looks like there's still, what is that? That's a big number. 1.8 billion still left in there to claim. So if you are yet to claim, go in and claim your share of the Texan in there. Congratulations too. Obviously, time was the first one. Looks like Pulsepot's coming up. Now, Pulsepot's another GameFi in a Pulsechain, of course, the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino that is already on BNB, BNB pot. But Pulsepot's coming up. And of course, if you sacrifice for Pulsepot, you're going to get another airdrop. So another one, because every EVM chain they launch on, you'll be getting an airdrop. So PLSP will be coming up, and it looks like it's going to be one of the tokens coming up too. So we're looking forward to that. Now, I do believe that they are waiting for the Fetch Oracle. So that's another protocol that's waiting for Fetch Oracle to get proper price calls, because they have complicated price calls on there. They need to be reliable, and so they're waiting for that too, is what I hear. So that makes sense. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that is pretty much it on that. And of course, if you want to check out my video on TYCZ, the adoption lobby is up at the top there. And of course, if you want to watch my video, and a referral link is in that video from yesterday, you can check that out and get a 10% bonus. So watch that video. It's on Hex Token channel, and check it out after watching this live stream. All right, that's pretty much it on there. Let's move over to the news, of course, about Richard Hart and the SEC attack on DeFi. The SEC trying to destroy more value than any scammer, apparently. So-called scammer. So yeah, it's pretty ironic, isn't it? That the SEC is so irresponsible. But hey, look, that's their preview. They are generally attacking crypto all over the place because they want to support their centralized currencies, and of course their control. Ultimately, that's what's going on here behind the scenes. The people that execute a lot of these stuff just do the footwork for those big discussions that are held in private. And of course, this is pretty much where we're at the moment. So Richard Schuller, aka also known as Richard Hart, Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX. So all these have been pulled in as defendants. So that includes Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX, and of course have been pulled as defendants. The plaintiff, of course, is the Securities and Exchange Commission. And of course, they've taken it to the District Court, Eastern District in New York, where you will get a fair trial. And that's sarcasm, by the way. So that's where it's going. Now, what we've got here at the moment is the above-numbered matter have been referred to the undersigned for pre-trial supervision. So this is pre-sale, pre-trial supervision, and preparation of the scheduling order that's coming up there, right? So that is the process. This is the initial conference that's going to be held, and it's going to be held by telephone at 10 a.m. on November the 28th at 2023. So that is the first part of this process, and it's going to be before Magistrate Judge Peggy Kuo there, and that's the judge there. So let's have a quick look at that judge. This is the judge here, and the judge here was pretty much made a federal judge in New York. She is the first Taiwanese American federal judge in New York. Really, she was born in Taiwan, moved to United States when she was 3 years old. So pretty much just American, basically, with the Taiwanese heritage. And of course, rather than culturally, and of course, magistrate judge there at the ceremony. And that was back in January 2016. So that's how long she's been for that. As a judge, looks like her parents there are putting the robe on her. And this is a blown up picture of that. So there she is back in 2016 being pulled into the judge there. Now, hopefully she does a good job in terms of adjudicating, and that there actual justice is done. So hopefully she's not getting any phone calls, any little political ideology stuff pushing through there, and fair court is done, as we know in New York, right? When New York's famous for that, right? So attorneys for all parties are directed to appear for the conference. Counsel for the plaintiffs must confirm with the counsel for defendants that all necessary participants are aware of this conference. Counsel with knowledge of the case must attend the conference. Per diem counsel may not appear without prior permission of the court. And of course, they have to follow the practice rules. So let's have a quick look here. This is the other thing, of course, before they even have that meeting on the 28th, which is the initial conference, they will have to, the council must meet and confer at least 10 business days before the initial conference to discuss the matters in the federal rule of civil procedure there. So that is important. So that's going to be even 10 days earlier. That's business days earlier, by the way, not just weekdays. And so that's going to be in, I guess, early November. The other thing, of course, is that this is the key part here, the federal rule of civil procedure. The council will also discuss, and this is the interesting part. So they will be discussing the scope of any anticipated electronic discovery. That's going to be the most interesting aspect of that, in my view, in terms of data discovery, because they're trying to get more discovery. They make the claims against Richard Hart, and of course, then they've got to try and substantiate a lot of it, and they're trying to seek discovery there. So, scope of any anticipated electronic discovery, the preservation of electronic stored data, and the cost of locating, maintaining, and producing that data. That's probably the interesting one there. Number two, whether any party will rely on any expert testimony. That'd be interesting too. See what happens in that space. And if so, the proposed schedule for expert discovery. That'd be interesting. That could be, maybe it's going to include some constitutional lawyers. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it going to include any constitutional lawyers? Because that seems to be a lot of stuff that Rich is tweeting out at the moment, which I think would be an interesting angle. But anyway, we will see. Council must complete the attached proposed discovery plan and file it on the ECF at least 5 days before the initial conference. So we may get access to this. The council must complete the attached proposed discovery plan and file it on the ECF at least 5 days before the initial conference. Now, I believe that we may very well have access to this ECF. I haven't checked, but that's definitely possible. So we'll have a look, see whether that is possibly public. All cases and councils have been assigned to the council's court ECF system. I'm not sure if that's a paid system or private. So in any case, we'll be looking for that ECF there. I think we may be on the ECF site as well already, but that is kind of the play. So that is, that is on Court Listener there. I'll post the link to that at the moment if you want to check that out as well. If you want more details, definitely worth a read. If you're a lawyer, take a look as well. Now, bam, that is the Court Listener there. So 28th of November is the day. We will see how we go. So you got to put that in your calendar in the future. We'll see what that happens in terms of public information. So hope Peggy there does a nice fair trial. If you're out there, Peggy, we look forward to justice being done. And let's hopefully it's a fair trial there as well. All right, cool. That is pretty much it on that one. Let us get into, we're going to get Hex Daily Stats that's coming up. Before we do that, though, let's catch up on a couple more comments. That's how we rock and roll. Adam says, actually, the TYRH claim button isn't working for a lot of people. I think the devs are on it. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Adam. And Peggy is such a funny name, says Optimality. Yeah. SEC is okay with the incentive token. Yeah, that's good insight there, Knoxville. Optimality says, maybe because Rich Hart pretty much dissed it, lol, says Optimality. Well, he got legal opinions too before he launched X and things like that. So it's going to be an interesting move where the actual whether they try to go to higher than the court there, and we will see how that all plays out. We're going to find out in due course. But all right, let's see. So November is going to be an interesting month. 1365. What day are we on now? We just finished day 1364 on the Ethereum side. We got the price there up 0.9%, so 1%. We've had two gains in a row on the old Ethereum. We'll take that. And we're up at 0.0353 and the 27th of August. So we've got the payout per T-share, 6.615 Hex per T-share. Check out hex.com. Link is, did I put the link in the video description? No. I updated all the video descriptions on Superman Crypto and Hex Token yesterday, but I just realized I forgot to put Hex and Pulsechain and Pulsechain on there, so I'll have to do that today. Rabbits. Okay, I'll get onto that. All right, so because I keep referring to it in the live streams and I forget that I've removed them. because I've kept changing my video descriptions lately. But anyway, we've got T-share rate there, 29,114. The average mining length is 7.12 years. The APY, 39% on existing T-shares. Remember that, very important. And of course, liquidity in the pool, 202 million hex in the pool, $12,000 and 47 ETH are in the pool there on Ethereum side. The ownership pool in Hex is down 12,000 T-shares, sitting at 9.8 million T-shares. Are we going down below 9.8 million? We get another down day of more than 5,000. We'll be below 9.8 million. That's amazing. That's the ownership pool in Hex. So that's going to be interesting to see that play out. The amount of coins locked now on Ethereum is 9.3%. We've got a very small penalties, 186,000 penalties. And of course, the payouts are nice and juicy. What else we got going there? Remember, in Hex, you interact with the code. The code is immutable. You're the one that burns your X and gets T-shares. You mined Hex, of course, and you're the one that mints back all your principal and rewards of your T-shares when they mature. It's just you and the code, pure DeFi. So that is play that goes. Liquid holders down 8, miners down 3. We're sitting at 120,318 miners on the old ETH chain. Looking to Pulsechain, of course. Pulsechain, of course, we just finished day 107, I think it was. Yeah, 107. And we have got the day 107, 27th of August there. The price is at 7/10 of a penny. Yeah! We've had 2 increases, almost 10% both days, but not quite. 9.6% and 9.9%. We'll take that. And, of course, the Hex payout per T-share, 6.6 Hex per T-share. Very, very nice. The share rate up 8.4 to 29,120. We've got average mining length there, 7.04 years, so it's shorter than on the ETH side. APY a bit lower to 38.52% on existing T-shares there. We're going to look to the ownership pool is down 3,000 T-shares. We've got 9,831,000 T-shares, so we've got about 26,000 more T-shares on the old Pulsechain side than we have on Ethereum. So we're starting to get that, from the fork on the 10th of May, starting to get the metrics for Hex on Ethereum and Hex on Pulsechain starting to split off. They're really starting to show different things happening there. What else? We got 9.46% of all X's mining on the old Pulsechain, and we got 250,000 penalties, pretty low day for penalties. And of course, that means is that an indication that we're getting a bit less volatility. We'll be watching that for that trend. And we've also got an increase of 19 liquid holders, 15 miners on Pulsechain, and 123,960 miners over there. So which is, how does that compare? We've got 120,300 on the ETH chain, 100 and almost 124 on there. So that's almost 3,700, maybe 3,600 more miners on the old Pulsechain side there. And there we are. Hex.com, folks. Check it out. Hex.com. Pretty much that is the news today. The highlight, of course, is the old Phiat launch. It is now on the Pulsechain. And it's now, we jumped up. We had $750,000. We're now at $800,000 on the old Phiat, the launch of Aave there. So very, very cool. Let's see how high this will go. Definitely is, it's like a bank, right? It's like a bank, but it offers leverage features. Very, very cool. All right, 59 minutes. We're almost on an hour there. Not bad at all. We got Hex Dad in the house with the oranges, and Cookies is in the oranges as well. I think we're getting raided with the Hex orange dress. Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening here? We're getting raided. But welcome you guys to the chat. Now, who launched? Was it Aave that launched that? I'm pretty sure it was Aave that launched the old oranges there. All right, let's jump away from that. Let's go back to the chain here. Let's quickly look at the TRH GameFi just before we wrap up here. Seed's done pretty well, up 34%. That's pretty much it on those. Just looking at TRH. Where's TRH at the moment? TRH, we had a little bit of in staking here for the looks of it, and so we've gone down to just over 0.3 of a penny at the moment on the old TRH. Remember, if you want to check out my TYCZ video, the lobby launch is open at the moment. You get 10% bonus. Check it out. It's on this channel. And the referral link is in the video description. So you get a 10% bonus out of that. What else we got here? We're going to go back out of there. Let's have a look at the stablecoin. Our first stablecoin on Pulsechain is CST stablecoin. Is it stable? Let's have a look. We've got, it looks pretty good. It is at 99.47. So pretty much $1. $1 is this yellow line, and that's the yellow line there. So it's pretty much pretty stable there. And of course, it's got nice big pools as well. The cool thing about this, I think they had reached a new milestone with the amount of CST stable coins that's now in existence. Let me just go to, oh, that's not, I don't want to go there. Let me just go back to the stablecoin on there. Have a look here. Looks like we've got over $500,000 in CST stablecoin so far. That's fantastic. That's over $500,000. That's doing really well, guys. Soft launch for this. At the moment, you can do wires and ACHs, but it looks like September they're going to try and open it up for direct debits and credit cards plus more countries. So that will really take things off when they get those payment systems up as well, which are preferred, generally speaking. So that's going to be kind of cool. They're also on PHX actually. Let's have a look at the PHX liquidity for CST. They are on there too. So let's have a quick look down here. Hopefully it will populate in a minute. I never plan on looking at these, but we're going to do it. Let's have a look here one more time. Refresh. Taking a bit of time. Oh, there we are. So pretty sure we've got a CST pool here. CST. Let's have a look. Let's do the old filter. CST. Coast. And let's see if that pulls us up the pool to see what pool they've got on here. So Coast Bridge. Looks like there's $73,000 worth in there. They've got CST in the other pools as well. So look, CST and other pools there too. Some bigger than others, of course. Stable coins. This is the most interesting thing, right? Stable coins, matching CST up with the bridge coins, the stable coins. That's beautiful, right? You got Fiat on ramp to CST, CST into other stable coins, whether they're collateralized ones like liquid loans, USDL, USDC, PXDC, or whether they're just matching in with bridged in Ethereum coins, or with the fork coins on Pulsechain like PDI and things like that. So lots of combinations in here. Very, very cool. That's why we like to rock and roll. All right, that is that. Let us move on. That is pretty much it. We're up to an hour and 2 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. It was a lot of fun to bring it to you. And, of course, big shout out to the big launch of Fiat today on Pulsechain. That is great. Who else has jumped in here? We got spammed. I've got no moderators in the chat, so no moderators are trying to eat the oranges for me. Where are my moderators today, man? You rat bags. They deserted me, my moderators. No, I'm just kidding. All right. We're going to wrap up there. Hope you guys enjoyed it today. Let me play out a video on the way out. What video are we going to play? We're going to play this one. All right. PS out, everybody. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Catch you on Discord. The link is in the video description for Discord. All the socials as well. If you want to join any of the socials following Hex Token or Superman Crypto, the links are in the video description. I updated them yesterday. And go and follow on any of those platforms would be good. So go for gold. All right. Take care. Bye for now.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.